All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be working on our symbol brainstorming. So, a symbol is an image that's used to represent an idea. So, all of these things that we end up with down here are all going to be images, they can't be words. So, we're going to use some images to represent yourself and your family on your family tree. So in order to do that, first we got to get our mindset in the right spot. So we're going to answer the first two questions. What are some activities you like to do? What are some things you have a talent for? So you're thinking about yourself and how you're going to represent yourself on this family tree. So I like to sew. I like to play video games. I like to take photographs. And I like to cook. So think more about not necessarily the things you own, but what would represent you. What are things you like to do? All right. And then you want to go a little broader. What are some things that make you think of family? So think about things you do with your family. So writing the word home doesn't help because everyone has a home. A home doesn't really tell you anything about your family. Think about what makes your home different. What makes your family different? My family likes to go to museums together. We like going to Civil War battlefields. We like going hiking. And I like making things with my dad. All right, so now that my mind is in the right frame of mind, I need to move down to the bottom section. The first set of 6 boxes is things that represent you. So these you can pull pretty much from right up here. So if I like to play video games, then I can draw a video game controller. Now these are just symbols, these are just the beginning, so they don't have to be too detailed. I like to sew, so I can draw a sewing machine. You can also do multiple images for that, or symbols for the same thing. So like another way that I could represent sewing is I could draw like a needle and thread. You want to keep these drawings simple though. Like don't draw a person sitting at a sewing machine. You want to keep it so that it's just mainly items or inanimate objects. Try to avoid drawing people down here. Now I'm not thinking of anything else right now, so I'll come back to it. You can jump around this bottom section, but you do need to finish all of the boxes before you can move on to the next page. All right, so now the images that represent your immediate family. That's your mother, father, sister, brother. People who live in your house. So, I am an only child, so I don't have a sister or brother, but I do have a husband and a child now. So, you want to think about things that are your immediate family. So, for example, my dad and I make things. So, to represent my dad, I would want to draw a hammer. We go hiking as a family, so I would draw maybe a hiking path with some trees. But I don't think this is going to be since this also involves trees, it might not be a good symbol that I end up working with at the end, because since everything's going to go on a tree. But I'm brainstorming right now, so I can just throw things down, because I'm not going to have to use all of these images. So if you do something and you don't like it, that's okay. So maybe to represent my husband, he does a lot of work on the computer, so I could draw a computer. My son is presently obsessed with stacking cups, so I could draw the stacking cups. And then I'm kind of stuck, so I'm going to move on and come back to it. All right, so now the last section is your extended family. That's aunts, uncles, grandparents, and ancestors. This is where you're thinking about those things that you talk to your parents about for homework. For example, my great-grandparents moved to our country from Canada, so I'm going to draw the Canadian flag. I think it goes something like that. I can always do a Google image search if I can't remember exactly how it looks. But that gives me the idea that I know what I need to look up. The other thing that you can do if you don't want to do the Google image search with each image and you just want to start putting ideas down is you could write, like, I am Cherokee, and I know there's a symbol for that. So I'm writing that into the corner here so I know that I need to look that up later. And maybe I want to represent my grandfather, and I'm going to draw a couch because he always used to sit on this big fluffy couch, and we'd all walk up to him on the couch, and he spent a lot of time there. And we used to watch TV, and he used to yell at us because we'd be in his way. So with that, some of these symbols might not make sense to other people. And for this assignment, that's okay. You're representing things that represent your family to you. So other people might see a couch and not understand why I'm drawing a couch, but I know that that couch represents my grandfather. So as long as you understand your symbols for this assignment, it's fine if they're not universally understood. So you need to finish this worksheet in order to move on to the next one.